With a man-of-the-match performance, Schalk Burger played a vital role in South Africa's victory. But for the 32-year-old Springbok, a life-threatening attack of meningitis put rugby firmly into perspective.
I think the fourth World Cup at one stage was out. I was out of the equation completely. Playing rugby was gone. I was 28, just after 2011. I played a lot of rugby over a lot of seasons, long, hard seasons, and rugby pretty much dominated my life. It was 80% plus. Wasn't married, had a fiance at that stage. Since then, obviously got married, got 2 kids, moved into a new house, nearly passed away. So rugby is still important, and when I do rugby, it's the most important part of my life, but it's taken a back seat. There's other things that's more important.
What he's given to the game of rugby, especially in South Africa, has been tremendous. His characteristic is one of those that will go down as the greatest the game's ever seen as well. His fighting spirit, I think, to overcome, first of all, a lot of adversity in his life, but to overcome his sickness was something a lot of us got inspiration of. As players, we all look up to that. He's become a great leader as well. He captained me once or twice. He's become a good friend, and he's a guy who I think inspires a lot of people. And I think as a Springbok team, we're pretty fortunate to have someone of that caliber, playing alongside with and going out to battle with you.
South Africa, one of the pre-tournament favourites, opened their campaign against Japan. No problem there then.
I played a bit in Japan for 6 months there, and I think that was their goal. Their goal was beating South Africa. They worked up for it for 6 months, and on that day they played extremely well and they put us under pressure. From South African point of view, you don't approach any test match being complacent, but we probably just weren't at our best, and I think we gave everyone World Cup fever. I think as a neutral, if I was a neutral and I watched the game, I think, geez, that was an amazing game of rugby. 34-32, them turning down the 3 points to draw and going and scoring a try in the 83rd minute or whatever. I mean, that was serious guts from the Japanese, so they deserved it, so I'm glad for that. I've got a couple of good teammates playing there, and it just shows in life, if you work hard enough and you can achieve anything.
Having put themselves back on track with a win against Samoa, the Springboks then suffered another blow, losing captain Jean de Villiers.
He's the captain of the Springboks for the last 4 years, and he's obviously been my teammate for a long, long time. But we're best friends. We started playing sport together. It was Paul, Jim, our high school first team cricket. He was 16, I was 14. It's 18, nearly 20 years ago now. He was wicketkeeper, I was first slip. So it was touch and go. Obviously last November against Wales at Millennium Stadium, did pretty much every knee ligament. Came back, then broke his jaw against Argentina. Touch and go again. Came back, played 2 games for us and broke his jaw again, and ironically I was right next to him when his head hit Tim Nana Williams' shoulder. So obviously as a friend, super sad. It's World Cups and the end of his international career. It wasn't meant to end this way for a bloke, such a good bloke as him. But I think, over his career, 109 test matches, 27 odd tries for the Springboks. And above all, probably the best mate I could have asked for. It's a sad ending, but he's had a great inning.
The Springboks are in familiar territory, having reached the semi-finals for the 4th time, and as 2-time world champions, know precisely what's expected of them.
Obviously, after our first game, I think everything. I think the whole rugby world got shocked. The Springbok, this group, we've got a massive shock out of that. I think we've got the ability to beat any side in the world. But for us to do that or put sides under pressure, we've got to play with the intensity of playing your style, being comfortable, and most importantly, handling the big moments.